Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. In today's video we're doing a playthrough of the brand new Season 17 of Labyrinth. I can't believe we're on Season 17. I remember when the first one came out and that was a very huge pain to deal with. So this Labyrinth's a little bit funky. The final boss at the end on floor 3 is either Sab and Salos or Roxy and Mono. So yeah, we're going to quick playthrough of it. We'll just do floor 2. I think it's just floor 2. This is the second floor. Or tower, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, we'll just go through it. And I'll just talk. I'm just going to talk, go over stuff. So as of making this video today, or as of this video comes out today, today is Friday the 6th of June. It's June. And today they're doing, I think, State of Play, which I believe has... I don't know what it's called. I think it's got Origins in it. There's an event, a gaming event, or like some sort of live stream that today got Origins, a new Origins trailer in it, which is pretty cool. I'm definitely quite hyped for that. See what they're gonna be introducing to it. They have also confirmed that it is PlayStation exclusive, which I'm not really surprised. Sony just likes to stick their fingers into sort of all anime stuff, and I don't think Xbox was going to get it anyway, especially with the unfortunate decline of Xbox. But yeah, this Labyrinth is also pretty easy. My only real problem is that on the final boss, who is the two final bosses you can pick from on floor 3, they have two passives, one which increases damage dealt to unknowns, and one that increases damage taken from giants. So the reason why I'm going to try and grab some giants if I can. Green Matrona, thank you very much. Who's actually a very good giant for the final boss. Because Roxy has the explosion debuff, and of course this Matrona heals if I think 30% of your max health if you've got a debuff on you, which is kind of useful. And I've also got Arthur on the team as well, just to increase the team's bulk a little bit. But yeah, Labyrinth's Labyrinth. They don't really change much. All they really do change now is the layout of the Labyrinth and the bosses at the end. That's all they change. They try and keep it topical. Talking about topical, what is the next character going to be? Of course, we recently had Pelgrade, whatever his name is. I don't know how to say his name properly. But in 2 weeks' time, we should be getting another banner. So, current theory is that banner we're going to be getting in 2 weeks' time will be a 242 banner. Solely because we haven't had a 242 banner in a very, very long time, and we are quite overdue for one. And then I believe the week after that will be... a festival, probably not, sorry, not a festival, a end of month banner. I'm not going to say a festival because honestly, no idea. It might not be a festival, it might be a festival, I don't know. My guess is that it won't be a festival solely because this time last year is when the community was sort of like, stop spamming us with festivals, it's not really that good. And they did, they stopped spamming us with festivals. So I reckon we'll probably get a summer version of Salos, because we had a summer version of Sab last year, which was June time. And we've not had any sort of catastrophe story since that. So I reckon that our next update will be a catastrophe update, and it will have Salos, who I might do a video going over this in more detail, pretty closer to the time. Maybe not next week, but maybe the week after, when we're about a week off. Because of course we got that 242 character, which will probably be just some like random character they'll eventually probably stick on the SSR tickets, or hopefully they update them. They haven't updated the SSR tickets in ages. I think the most recent character they added was, I don't even know, maybe Green Matrona, Green Ludo, someone along the lines of that. No one really that good, but yeah, hopefully they do improve it. But generally, after using King of Dian for a while, especially in PvP, I've realised how good they really are now. This buff, which seemed quite minimal, is actually quite impactful, which is nice. It's nice to see that. And they actually feel a lot more powerful now, and I feel like I can use them on a lot more content without them feeling super underwhelming, because that was their initial problem, is they felt so underwhelming. So they didn't feel like they had that festival level in them, especially when characters like Hell could do more damage with her AoE skill than, you know, the festival. Apart from that, it's not too bad. The new character... it's kind of iffy. He seems like he wants to play more of a supporting role. Initially, when I saw him, I thought, oh, he's going to be like an insane human DPS. He's got weak point AoE, and most characters that have weak point AoE are quite powerful. Or any sort of weak point skill is normally quite powerful. But no, he's quite mid. He does play the supporting role. And of course, we will have to see later on in the future, for example, possibility of a solo leveling collab, adding only humans, and the fact that he's a human, and it might work really well. But once again... we'll have to wait and see. You know, it's Netmarble. You can't really always gauge on what they're gonna do. Oh, that's new. I actually like this Scotty. I've not got that Scotty yet. I'll take it. But yeah, isn't it Marvel? You don't really know what they're going to do. They could quite easily make it, I don't know, an unknown only collab, which I can't really think of any other animes they could do that would be unknown only. I guess if they wanted the Chainsaw Man or Fire Force would be human, or they go Free Roam, which would have 2 human, 1 unknown, or there's so many different alleyways they could go down for characters and collaborations. It's more about what they're willing to collaborate with. Of course, once again, they don't care what the community wants. Of course, they spoke about how Eminence of Shadow was this big anticipated collab. It was an big anticipated collab, but they didn't put the effort in to make it as good as what it could have been. And that was because, I believe, in my opinion, because one of the voice actors was unable to, once again, voice one of the characters to make it a 4-man collab. They ended up doing a 3-man collab, and when they heard of that, they thought, screw it, we're just going to do half-ass, and we're just going to prepare it for a rerun instead, which is what I believe we're going to get. I reckon, probably, if I had to guess, they might do what they did with Overlord, and they'll bring it back in January of next year, or they'll bring it back the same slot it was in, so April last year, to rerun it, to make it better. Maybe at that point we'll have more fairies, maybe some more humans, maybe some better unknowns. We don't know, we'll have to wait and see. Of course, Four Knights, my expectations we're going to get Gawain at some point this year. Or Tristan. We'll get one of them. Because we got Lance last year, and I doubt they're going to make us wait a year for every version. So, you know, we've got Lance, and then they'll wait another year, then we get Gawain, then another year, then we get Tristan. You know, they might. But at that point, Origins would have been out for quite a while, and this game may have taken quite a big hit. Even though they did state that when Origins comes out, they want both games to coexist, which is it's quite easily going to happen. They're 2 complete different genres of games. Yes, it's still the same IP, but they're 2 complete different genres. One's turn-based, one's open world, and some people don't like open world, and some people don't like turn-based. So we'll have to wait and see. Of course, I will be playing both, and I'll be doing content on both. They did also announce there may be a closed beta as well, which players might have access to if they pre-register for the game. So if you go onto the Origins website, you can pre-register for the game. You can also see the characters that they've announced coming out, being Clotho. I forgot her name, but she's King of Diane's kid. God damn it, I forgot her name. I was going to say a light, but I know it's not a light. But yeah, her and then Tristan. These kind of current characters they showed, and someone called Bug who has like a commandment symbol on their face. So they could possibly be bringing back the commandments to some degree, which it would be cool. A new generation of commandments, of course, not the ones that we know. Not, you know, Molascular Galland, but like a full new generation of commandments, which would be cool. But once again, it depends on how they do the story, because it's a complete original story. It's got original characters in it. Of course, some people aren't too happy about the original characters, but if it's set in the future when Tristan's more of an adult, you know, he's growing up now, you can't have, you know, Esterosa return and stuff like that. Well, you could, but you'd need some sort of excuse, like what they said in the thing, or what they have spoken about in promotional content, is space-time distortions. Which, once again, you could be like, oh, it's Esterosa from the Commandments, or it's Demon Hendrickson, or someone like that. They could quite easily do it. But I think a new generation of Commandments would be quite cool. And of course, we've got a new generation of original characters, which would be quite cool. It's always quite nice to see original characters, because it means, you know, you sort of let the development team have their own sort of flair on what they want to add. And I think that's always good. That's the reason why I like the Catastrophes and Ragnarok. Some people don't like it. I think it's quite nice, because it means they can sort of add what they want, either to balance out the game in some degree, or to completely destroy the meta in terms of characters like Hell and a tier on release. Red tier on release was a whole different character. They didn't release the real version, they released the version they were testing, so... Okay, we are back, I had someone at my door. There we are. But yeah, I don't know what I was saying, I was talking about original characters. That's the reason why I like original characters, is that they're quite nice, and they can sometimes make the game feel a little bit better. What I mean by better is more like they just, I don't know, a little bit of breath of fresh air. It does sort of mean they also delay some content sometimes. That was to 1 level. Oh my god. And with original characters, you sort of unfortunately get the problem of like, oh, they sort of release the story once every 6 months. I feel that's more of a problem of just generally Marvel's problem if they just struggle to release story. They just struggle to release story, man. Like, I understand it can take a very long time to create the story, because they do extensive work and just generally really good work when it comes to making the animations and of course the story, so you can live the 70th story through Grand Cross instead of having to once again watch the show. If you don't want to watch the show, you can play the game and still relive the story as well as the Fortnite story, and of course they're 2 original stories as well, which is it's cool. I don't understand it takes a while. I just kind of wish it didn't take as long, sort of thing, because it does sort of slow down stuff, especially when it comes to like the catastrophes and like Ragnarok. It's sort of like you said you wanted to end Ragnarok last year, and I don't see it ending anytime soon. We still not had Odin, we still not had Loki. Both characters sort of deserve a festival. There's now a new version of Brynhild. I know we've got LR Brynhild, but there's a new Valkyrie version of Brynhild in the story. You know, we're going to get that as well. It's all very much up in the air of, well, are we going to get this cool stuff, or is it just sort of just going to be dangled in front of us and we're not going to get it at the end? Which could quite possibly happen. But once again, it's their choice. You know, how they want to do the game, how they want to once again do races of characters. Oh, actually a pretty good selection for a change. I kind of don't want any of these. Arthur provides way too much. Maybe I change someone in the back. I have no blue characters. I have no demons. I'm sticking Ludo in the back. Worst case scenario, he drops down and I get a shield. Hopefully I get a shield. But yeah, it's just... I'm looking forward to what they do with the game, because I feel like they definitely have a sort of an idea of what they want to do in the future. You know, they want to continue to do this stuff, they want to do Origins, and as long as they listen to the community and they don't do, I don't know, 50-50s on solely for characters. Of course, we do understand that, I believe... I think this is true, but all the starting characters that are released in the game we get for free. So all the characters released day 1 we get for free. Because I know a lot of the characters have multiple weapon types, which change all their combos and all their ultimates, and you know, they can combine with other characters to do like dual switching ults, I think it is. I don't actually really know what it is. They haven't really explained too much of it. But of course we're going to see new stuff soon, which is pretty cool. This giant lady I absolutely despise, because she has attack seal. I've only got 1 debuff skill. And she's probably got level 2, knowing my luck. Yep, that's... Oh no, okay, that's not the one I thought it was. Please don't just... Okay, it didn't do the attack I thought it was going to do, which is good. Good, good, good. This labyrinth's pretty easy. It's pretty mindless. It's pretty boring. You can get Gelda. My friend has got Gelda. So it's possible to get Gelda. I've not seen anyone better than Red Tier. Like, honestly, my best character I had the run, my initial run, was Blue Diane. Blue Giant Diane. Like, the one you get for free in the story. I can't kill her, but what I can do is hopefully trigger the... There we go. And now she should end up dying, because when she plays a skill, she'll lose her last stack, and then she'll die. It's an AoE skill. Is it an attack seal? It's an attack seal. And then she dies. There we go. Because it's like Escanor's Final Flame. Talk about Escanor's Final Flame. The light Escanor relic is actually pretty good. I've made it. I've not really tried it out too much, but I've seen a little bit on it, and I kind of do want to try it out. I'm not sure if I can even try it out for like Demonic Beasts, because solely because of like, it does seem like he needs to lose a lot of health. I mean, I'm pretty sure he does lose health when he plays skills, unless I can find a character that can really support him and heal him up at least a little bit. Because when he gets to Final Flame, I'm not sure if it counts as him being dead. That is completely useless to me. We'll just leave. Actually, is there any passives? Passives? No passives. Okay. We are fighting Glocks now, though, who is a pain to deal with, but it's Glocks, so it shouldn't be, hopefully, be too bad. I think it's Glocks, or we're on the 3rd floor and it's Salos. Okay, no, it isn't. Cool. I'm not sure if them putting Salos in this tower, Salos and Sab in this tower, is sort of them leading on for the fact that we will be getting a catastrophe soon, which I hope it is. You know, we do need to start getting some of these characters, because if not, the story's just not going to progress, and people lose interest after a while, because that's just what happens. If you don't update things for a while, people lose interest, people stop playing. Well, stop caring, in this sort of sense. But the Fortnite story is cool. Adding more characters from Fortnite is always nice. Please don't, that's that Taxio, isn't it? God damn it. God damn it. I outrushed Scotty. No, I don't. I outrushed Matrona, because she's got a barrel. I don't trust... Scotty's ult's decent, problem is it's AoE. so it's not going to do the most amount of damage ever. Just please don't attack seal me again, I beg. You bastard. I'm going to be stuck in this attack spam ult seal cycle. Oh, sorry, attack spam cycle. Okay. Damage. Good damage, and we D-rank hopefully. So I shouldn't be attack sealed this turn. I just hope that the next collab is half decent. I don't know why. I feel like the Emerson Shadow collab really was a letdown. Like I was super hyped for it. You know, it's one of my favorite IPs, and then they end up butchering it by, you know, not releasing. Like, I understand they wanted to future-proof the characters with upcoming characters. Once again, that being King and Deanne, but you couldn't have just, you know, at least released a fourth, even if they don't have voices. I'm okay with them, you know, not even releasing voices for a character. You know, the Catastrophe story didn't have voices for ages. I'm fine with it. Like, it doesn't bother me. And once again, when the voices are there, then the voices are there. You know, people don't really care as long as you promise them. Say, hey, yeah, okay. When something happens, right? Once again, the voice actor went through some mental health problems, which is, you know, more than fair enough to take time off. So they still could have implemented the character, and then when she was back and ready, or if there wasn't that character and they decided they didn't want to add that character anyway, could have had a fourth. You've got tons of options in Emerson Shadow. Some games have added 6 characters from that IP, and you added 3. It's underwhelming. Very underwhelming. So I do hope that that's not a common trend of only releasing 3 new characters, especially when, you know, one of the 3 characters was also the boss. Is when you sort of feel like, did you really put time and effort into this, or is it just a money grab? But I do hope that Solo Leveling, because it's an IP they own, they put a tiny bit more effort into it, and we get I don't know what they would do. They'll probably do Beru as the final boss. If you haven't seen Solo Leveling, I'm sorry, I might spoil a little bit, but I hope they do like Beru as the final boss. They'll probably do Hunter Char as someone. They'll definitely do Sung Jin Woo. Who else would they do? So I guess to a point where you think, who else is really significant and strong? I don't think they would add one of his shadows as an actual playable character, because my guess is they'll probably implement it sort of into his kit to some degree, and I hope his kit isn't really gimmicky, because that is a slight problem with some collaboration characters, is their kit becomes very, very gimmicky. Characters like Alpha and Beta are completely fine. Shadow is kind of gimmicky because he requires the debuff to get his buff, unless he ults, and still then, it's... oh, bye-bye Matrona. But still then, it's iffy. You know, his ult level really did depend on how strong his buff was, which, once again, another problem, is having horrendous rates on a collab, the characters being surprisingly mid for collaboration characters, and then on top of that, they're really relying on ult level as well, which is not good. Especially when the rates weren't that good. Some people, you know, got only one character. It's stupid. And the amount of times that I think people have pulled, what's his name? Green Valentine's Day King. It's unbelievable. And that's the amount of times I've seen people say, I pulled like 4 copies of him. I pulled like 3 copies of him. My mates pulled like 2 or 3 each. But like no collaboration characters. It's stupid, but it is what it is. Can't complain, it's a gacha game. So you sort of know what you're signing up for. It's just, I wish the rates were just slightly better. Just a tiny bit. I do hope they sort of... I was going to say, I do hope they sort of keep the Grand Cross summoning system in Origins, but I realized it wouldn't really work too well unless they found a way to make it work half decent and make it work well. But I feel like they're going to go for the Genshin, Star Rare, or Xenoblade Zero sort of style of summoning where it's like, oh, you got to win a 50-50, of course, when they add more characters, but there's so many weapons as well. It depends on how they want to do it. Because there's like, each character can use 3 different weapons, unless that's their way of saying, like, you know, this character can use this weapon, but if you don't get this weapon, it doesn't matter, because, you know, in the future they're going to add weapon X, which can work better, and it's a great sword instead of a dual wield, and there's some sort of benefit to that to some degree. You know, it's all going to be quite new, especially because it's a very unique take on a game, especially because it's got multiplayer, 5-person multiplayer, by the way. If you go onto Steam, because you can also wishlist the game on Steam and PlayStation, or at least 7 Deadly Sins Origin you can. You go to PlayStation Store or Steam, when you wishlist it, you can scroll down, and it actually says how many players on the PlayStation version. When you wishlist it, you scroll down, it actually says how many players you can play at once. It says it's 5-player network game, which is a surprise. And from what we've seen in like the promotional content is that more than one person can use melee. So it's not like Genshin where when you're playing multiplayer, only one person can use that character. You can use, you can have a full team of melees, but not only do you have a full team of melees, you have a full team. So each character has a full team, which is good, and it does mean the dungeons will probably be quite hard, but that is what you want. You want a team challenge. You want a challenging game for your team. Of course, the reward's got to be adequate, because then if not, no one's going to do it. A little bit like the Enduro, the reward is really mediocre. Maybe an SA coin if you're lucky, but realistically, you're just probably just going to get chaos fragments, or, just cosmetic materials, which is stupid. But once again, I feel like maybe they're going to do something different with Enduro. I reckon they'll probably add something, hopefully, to make it more worthwhile, because currently it's not very worthwhile to do. Maybe they're going to wait a little while and then implement something else to Enduro, to sort of, okay, we've released a few more fairies that are half decent, now we're going to add another meaning to this boss, so that more people can farm it at level 110, even though I highly doubt they'll do 110, because I don't put it past them. They might actually do 110. Maybe True Awakening 2, I don't know. Like, they haven't added any new character... Any new character progression stuff, like to actually boost their CC that isn't a relic upgrade. And still then, in my opinion, relic upgrades shouldn't count as a new form of progression for characters, because it's very locked out for anyone who isn't in, let's just say, the top 5% of players. Like, no one's really going to be getting the deer upgrade unless you're in the top 5% of players. And still then, if you're someone like me, you're probably thinking, it's not even really worth it. Like, the boost is very minimal, and there's a chance you don't even get the antlers you need, or whatever they're called, to be able to upgrade them, because there's a chance you get 0. And once again, you could do 10 runs and only get like 1, which is stupid, especially because it's not the easiest boss in the world. It's very gimmicky, and I feel like it probably will end up getting nerfed, maybe some point soon, so that it's like far more like what happened to Bird. Bird was very much the same until eventually they nerfed it, and then it became playable and somewhat enjoyable, and then it got nerfed even more, even though it didn't really need it, and now it is it's just stupidly easy. I'm surprised they haven't added auto to it at this point. There we go. Clear this one up. Hopefully I get Gelder at the end, just so I can farm the rewards quicker. Because all I got was like the base rewards. I got like all the way to the diamond rewards, bought them, and that was it. Not too bad though. I'm surprised they haven't brought back Underground Labyrinth. No, was it called the Underground Labyrinth? I don't know what it's called, but like it was the non. It's like that after you complete floor 3, you like farm like this under. I think it was called the Underground Labyrinth, but it was actually a pretty decent thing. I don't want any of them on my team, thank you very much. Even though that Yan is not too bad. I also realize I'm going to have to change Tyr out because he's an unknown and it's going to actually vaporize him. So I need to change him at some point. Grab some additional levels here. We're on the home stretch. Do you have a reward at the end? You do. Well, who is it first? Glocks. What Glocks is it? AoE Bleed. I kind of don't want to. He seems going to be kind of irritating. He's got AoE Bleed. And damage increase. Okay, no. I'm not fighting him. I'm good. Maybe another time, but not at the moment. Go take the final bit of Super Awakening I need. 3 Super Awakening slots, which is kind of crazy. I do need to change out Tyr. So I need to change out Tyr for basically anyone. Preferably someone who works in the back, so it is somewhat useful. Wow. My expectations have been completely shattered. Liz, I guess. Like, I don't really have a choice, let's be real. I don't have a choice. I had 2 unknowns, or I had a demonic beast. I had 2 demonic beast characters, and Wild, and then a character who is not LR'd, but has an LR variant. Here we go. Tomorrow's video is going to be an account as me going to be like going through my accounts. I've recently hit 17.5 million box CC, and I want to go through and just show off my account to you guys because I haven't really done that in ages. No, I was going to do it when I reached 17 million, but I thought I was like 17.2 million after the collab, and I was like, no, I'll wait till I get like 17.5. And I've recently hit 17.5, so I'll do a video on it. I haven't done it in a while, and I'll just show you guys what my account looks like now. So I don't really show off the fact, you know, I've got 17.5 million bucks EC, you know, what it really looks like. You know, when it comes to how many carrots I own, you know, Mature Awakens, Hull Up 100s, SA6, all that kind of stuff. But yeah. I'm just debuff spamming myself to lower her attack. The lower her attack is the better for me. They also get evade if she reaches 5 ult gauge. Not Mono, but Roxy. That's a root buffs. That's gonna hurt. Don't AoE. What is that? That's cool. Oh, it's ult gauge depletion. Oh, and there she goes. There goes my healer. Not good. I have a cleanse character at least. I've got a cleanse character now. Let's just buff up. We'll cleanse up. It's not even a buff. I forgot it's not LL is. Get rid of the evade. I didn't even have to do that. I could have just... Yeah, okay, I'm an idiot. I didn't have to do that. I could have just attacked with Skadi. I may actually lose this run. I had horrendous RNG with characters. I got Tear, which does not do good damage against this boss. Solely because this boss is quite against Tear. I don't know why. Let's actually do some damage first. I'm pretty sure Liz is dead. So I'll do this, give me another stack, I'll then ult, and then I'll start pushing for another ultimate. I'm hoping Skadi's ult kills. If not, I'll be very upset. There we go. Oh, this is going to be so hard. I need to get gold skills. Oh my god. Okay, it's fine. I have buff removal. And I don't mean gold Liz skills game. Oh wait, I'm dead. I don't know why they make these bosses like stupid like this. She just doesn't need to be that powerful, and they've merged like 1 million passives into her. But yeah, it's just RNG. I'll give it another go. Why not? I'm still gonna get screwed over by the same RNG, but it is what it is. As I try and kill Roxy, I don't think I can kill Roxy though. I honestly don't. I feel like Roxy's gonna be way too tanky to kill. And unfortunately, when I lose a character, I also lose Arthur's buff, which is the significant portion of my damage. There we go, we've got some decent damage on there already. Card RNG has already said, no, you're not doing this. Not doing that much damage this time. That's the scary skill. Okay, she's just got her ultimate. I don't want to waste the remove buff skill yet. I'll just do this for now. I'll just waste this Arthur skill. And then now we can remove ult gauge. And then we can get a little bit more damage in with Arthur. Not too bad. Then I just have to play it smart. Okay, I've already lost Turian, haven't I? No, I haven't. Okay, I got saved. I actually got saved. No, she's got 3 skills now. Fair enough. Where's my full heal? I can do this. I need to taunt up again. I can't let her get her ult. If she gets her ult, I lose. Scotty's doing decent damage. I just need a good cleanser. Because she just heals. She just immediately gets her ult. I have no way to remove buffs now. These are not buffs. That is so much. Why is that doing so much? Okay, just wipe my entire team. I want to see what skill that is. Because that must have some insane effect on it to just wipe my team. What is it? It was this one? Pulverize. Per ult gauge in the enemy. Okay. Why they made her so strong? Fills ult gauge. Increase the hero's damage dealt to unknown enemies. Increase the hero's damage taken from giants. Ultimate gauge. Explosion heals and fills ult gauge by 1. She has a minimum damage as well. She's immune to debuffs. Fair enough. Whatever. It's just one of those runs. Didn't get lucky. But yeah, I just thought I'd make a video talking about it and going through Labyrinth. Thank you for watching. It was enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.